All right, guys. I'm going to introduce you to Uncle Ehab. Uncle has been actually joined us last year with our first pre-service group in 2023, and it was amazing because Uncle is focusing on church history. Okay, so he is a well-known speaker and does lots of talks on YouTube and across various churches, and really focusing on the fathers. Remember, we talked about the church fathers, our tradition, the capital T tradition. Okay, so what we learn from the fathers is what we continue on in our church today. Okay, so Uncle's going to give us an overview. So we've got a big program planned over the next couple of years. But I thought it would be good, maybe before we start, you can just introduce yourself, your name, and
which year in the school, uni, or what you study.
What are you studying now?
Yep, so we know. Start first one.
My name is Daniel. I do construction engineering.
Okay, good.
I'm Stephanie. I'm a student of physiotherapy. Alana, first year in advanced medical science.
Good. You forgot your name?
No,
that's good.
Embarrassed after all this layout.
That's all right.
Teresa, and I'm doing screen media.
Good.
Anastasia, and I'm doing a Bachelor of IT.
Nice.
Diana, I'm doing Bachelor of Business and Law.
Very good.
I'm Daniel, doing construction management.
Good.
I'm Dominic, I'm doing cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity. Oh, that's good. Good. All right.
Yeah, enjoy working for us.
All right. Very important, guys. I don't like to see someone touching the phone. So we'll focus. I record this one. If you want to take note, I will put it in our group later on. Number 2, we stick to our time. You come, you found me here, so I expect when you come on time. What time we should start?
10:45.
Yeah, so we should be here 10:45. I try to stick to my time finish so we can have the lesson. Thirdly, what I talk about today, I will ask you next time about some questions, so we need to know you study or not. Next topic, Terry, he will put in the group. It's gonna be discussion. So you read it at home and we discuss. It's all history of a church, all story, beautiful story. And the first question always we ask, why we need to study history of a church? Why? We have nothing to do, or this important, or what? What the history of a church do for us? Like when you are in the school and you study history, why they teach you history?
Well, when we do it in school, it's always teaching us so that we don't repeat the same mistakes.
Number 1, very important, yes. And what else?
It broadens our knowledge.
Knowledge, yes. This for school, for something happen on the city and country, between country and war and all this one, who doesn't want to do the same mistake. But why we as a church will study our history?
Respect of our faith and of the past of the church.
It's good if I give you the picture of this saint and you don't know anything about him, what you gonna do with the picture? Forget about it. That's right. So the time you go to church and you look to the picture around, did any one of you think what these people done to the church? That's why we put their photo around us? No. When we talk about the creed in the mass, did you think who done the creed for us? No. When someone asks you a question about your faith or what's the difference between us and the Catholic, for example, why we not have Holy Communion with the Catholic Church? Can you answer? So all this stuff, that's a history. All this stuff, all the Mass, it's a history. We need to study it. Abuna, every word he said in the Mass was in the council of the church, and they decide we will say 1, 2, 3. That's why when you attend the Mass here in St. George and you go to some market church, you found the same Mass. You go to Egypt, the same Mass. You go to America, the same Mass, because they can't change. Like the commemoration of the saint, they have to put in the altar, they can't change. Why change? Why? Because that's our history. We study history, it's a benefit for us. Number 1, so we understand our Father, how hard does he work to give us the faith. Number 2, very important, to know the church face, to know how you're proud of your church. Our church here, the Coptic Orthodox, one of the early church of the history. And when you study about the history of our church, you will see how very important our church and how our father persecuted to keep the right face of our church. Bob Tawadros, when he came visit Australia here, was during the laws they want to make the gay and lesbian as allowed here. They have a media conference in the airport. First question they ask him straight away, what your church think about this? Straight away. He said, our Bible, he not believe in this, and we only follow our Bible. You will be in university, or you are in university, and someone come ask you, why you fast? Why you only eat vegetarian? Why you have to fast for 40 days or 55 days? All this one, how you talk to people, that's our history and that's our church. Special people, did anyone saw Jesus Christ before? Anyone saw him? Not yet, maybe one day. Your kids in Sunday school, the people outside, they didn't see Jesus Christ. But when you are a Christian, you're presenting Jesus Christ. So they ask you a question or look what you do, and they see this is a servant of God. He presenting God, and they watching everything you do. Very important. Okay, we need to start slowly. So number one, we know because we need to know our face. Number two, we need to know our father of the church. Number three, we have a lot of a challenge nowadays. A lot of a challenge between the churches and between the government or politics. How we can stand firm for our Christianity. And we see this father of the church, how hard they fight to keep the right face until now. Today we talk about Saint Mark. He's the founder of our church. Saint Mark, Saint Mark is the founder of our church. That's why we call the throne of Saint Mark, and every pope coming after Saint Mark until the pope number. Our pope number?
118.
118. So 118 pope. Okay? All right. Look to the picture of Saint Mark. What you can see in the picture?
Lion.
Lion, very good. What else? Writing, very good. What else?
He's looking at something.
Looking at something, very good.
He's secluded from people. He's in a cave.
Cave. Did he wear any shoes?
No.
No shoes, okay. So everything in the picture, when the people write icon, this is presenting his life. Did anyone read anything about Saint Mark before rather than what you have in Sunday school? Tell me, what did you read?
Well,
Why we have the lion here?
because I think his father didn't believe in Christ, so then he showed him he showed the lion. He said,
He done?
he killed the lion.
He shot it here. So Saint Mark, he got gun in that time?
No, they didn't get done.
What he got?
He asked God to show a sign, and the lion died.
Yep, that's good, very good. What else? What else? Why he has a book in his hand or feather to write?
He wrote the gospel.
He wrote the Gospel of Saint Mark, very good. What else? Why he has no shoes?
Because when he went to Egypt, his sandals were broken.
Yes, very good. What else? This guy very good. You private school or public school?
Me?
Yeah, you was private school?
Catholic school, yeah.
That's why. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, private school. What else? What else we know about Saint Mark?
You went to Shurupera, Saint Arsenius, I think. Oh, not Arsenius, begins with the A. Ananias.
In Janus, yeah, Ananias, yeah. He's
when he was throwing his shoes back together, he hurt his finger.
Very
And
good.
he said, oh my one God or something.
Yes.
And then Saint Mark was like, I just told him everything about Christ.
Very good. Where you learn this story?
Sunday school.
Sunday school. Very good. Very good. Did you see? Okay, good. All right. Very important. I got this one from Egypt. They come. This one was in the top of relics of St. Mark. We are very blessed. We have his body in Egypt. His body been stolen before. Remember, I told you don't use your phone. His body been stolen before in Rome, and this Bob Corolus, he bring him back. We start with his name. His name St. Mark. St. Mark is a Roman name, but the Jewish name, his name John. John, that mean God compassion. St. Mark mean hammer. Okay, so everyone, mostly in that time, they have two type of name. Name for Romans, name for Jewish. They born with name, but when the Romans take over the Jewish, they give them a Roman name, like some nickname in that time. His mom, her name Mary, and his mom, one of the Mary was in the cross. Remember the cross, they have Mary and the sister of Mary and another Mary. Third one, his dad was, his name Aristobulus. His dad and mom was very close relative to St. Peter. What this mean? They was he saw Jesus many times. Because some of the churches, they say St. Mark didn't see Jesus. That's why we say St. Mark, he saw Jesus himself. He born in Kairouan, or area close to Libya, next to Egypt, a country next to Egypt. And his parents was very rich. Because his parents very rich, they teach him. They teach him language. He know ancient Greek. In that time was the Greek like English now. Number 2, he learned Latin. And number 3, he learned Hebrew. Because he was very educated, it was easy for them to preaching around. After this one, as you see the picture, when he wrote the Bible, he was about 40 years old, but some pictures, they make him old, that's not correct. And when he get martyred, he was about 53 years old. St. Mark, the picture of the lion. One of them, he said, very good. He was, after they lost their, some people, they stole their money in Libya or this area, one of the city, he go back to Jordan to go back to Palestine. When they walk in wilderness, he and his dad, they found 2 lions coming him. He was praying to God. His dad, he said, all right, you run, I face them, so I make them busy to kill me, but you run for your life. He said, Dad, don't worry. He started to pray, and God divides them in half. And his dad in that time, he wasn't believe. And after he started to talk to him about Christ, his dad was the first one believe. His name Aristobulus. He went after this one, and his book they call A Sound Crying Out of the Wilderness. That's why they put the lion all the time. And when we have the 4 creation on the church, he found the lion. And the lion always present the book of St. Mark. After this one here, they said his house was very important. The most famous house in all the Bible, St. Mark house. Anyone remember what happened in St. Mark house? Or we used to call it upper room. What happened in upper room? Last Supper. What else? Pentecost. When you see the disciple and St. Mary and the Holy Spirit upon them like tongue of fire. That's 2. What else? First Mass, where it's happened. First Mass, when Jesus, he said, take, eat, that's my body, and drink my blood, was after the Sabbath, so was in the house of St. Mark. What else? When after resurrection, the disciples was scared, remember? And they hide somewhere, was in this one. And after St. Peter come out of jail, and he went to the home, book of Acts chapter 12. He knocked the door, and they all was hide in this house. So his house is very famous. So that means he saw Jesus Christ, because he saw all the stuff happen in his house. Another one, they said he's the one, remember when the disciple asked Jesus Christ, where we prepare the Passover? He said, go to this Mark chapter 14, go to here, this area, you found a young person, he tell you where we prepare the Passover. This is a young person in book of Mark 14, 13 to 15, he's the one who was carry a pot, and they start to ask him, he took them to the upper room, and this area was his home. St. Mark, he not one of the disciples, but he one of the 70 apostles. We have 12 disciples and we have the 70 apostles. He preached in Asia, he preached in Europe, he preached in Antioch, he preached in Cyprus, he preached in Lebanon and Rome. He preached in Rome, and we believe he one of the founder of the Church of Rome. Okay? He and St. Paul. The Romans or the Catholics, they say only Peter. No, we believe in this. There is a lot of reference. Pope Shinoda, he wrote a big book about him, and it's already translated. They have a big movie done in Arabic, and it's already translated. And you have a lot of sermon done about St. Mark.
Guys,
Good afternoon. You too? Very good. Okay, we talk about St. Mark. You done it last time, but I know you like the class, that's why you come back. And even after you finish, guys, anytime you want to come back, it's always a chance, it's always. And free of charge, don't worry. After this one, he preached in Rome, like we said. But the one very important for us, when he come to preach in Alexandria. If you look in book of Isaiah, chapter 19, there is a lot of verses to say there is a gonna be founder of the altar in the middle of Egypt. And this happened exactly in one of the monastery in Egypt. We have this one is center of all Egypt, and they have altar for Christ. And the Christ himself, he consecrates this altar. And they prepare every day in Coptic Mass, full Coptic Mass, except the 3 days or 4 days of the Passion Week. So every day, this one fil Maharra, and Jesus himself consecrates this one. The Pope coming to consecrate it, he found the Holy Myron come out of his hand, and he got to hear the voice. He said he cannot consecrate it because Jesus himself, he put his feet in this stone, and they make it altar. When you go to Egypt, have a look. So he know book of Isaiah 19, a lot of verses about we will have a church founder in Egypt. So St. Mark, he decided, because Libya close to Egypt, he decided to visit Egypt and teach them about Christianity. Egypt in that time was very famous. Alexandria was a very big city in that time, was very famous with business, very famous because in the Red Sea and in the middle of Europe, so a lot of business happened in Alexandria. So they have a lot of religion in that time. They have the ancient Egyptian religion. They have the Greek, they have the Romans, they have some Indian, they have the Jewish, so a lot of religion. Like Australia here, everyone believe whatever he like. So when he come to Egypt, he was walking. In that time, there is no car, no nothing. He was walking, and the time he come to Egypt, and before he started his service, he was praying, God, open the door for me to this country. It was a huge country in that time. They said about 500,000. Alexandria was about 500,000 or about 750,000 people in Alexandria only. When he come, like our friend, he said, his shoes or his sandal cut. So one person, he said, this guy here, can I fix it up for you? So he wanted to fix it up. And when he tried to fix it up, the big needles come in his hand and they stuck to his hand, and his hand was bleeding. So St. Mark, what he done, he got some of the dust, spit on them and put in his hand and pray, and his hand healed. Who done the same exactly? Jesus, when he done what?
When he helped the blind man.
Blind man, and what else in the Bible? When God create Adam, how he create him?
From dust.
So if God, he used the same technique, Jesus, he used the same technique, his disciple used the same technique. His hand healed, so the people start to worship him. They said they was believing in the statue. They said, Zeus appeared to us or whatever. He said, no, I'm a servant of Christ. This person, the one he fixed San Mark sandals, his name Inianus. He said, we can't talk here, come to my home. He took him to home, everyone come, they want to hear from him about this religion. But in that time, there is people who was coming to Egypt and Alexandria before and was Christian, like Apollos. Apollos, he one visit Egypt before. And if you read in book of Acts, you found some people, they said from Alexandria was Christian. But to preach a Christianity, as a Christianity, St. Mark was the first one. But remember, when the Holy Family come to Egypt, a lot of people saw the Holy Family. A lot of people started to think and search about Jesus and to know about Jesus. And St. Mark, he come after Jesus, was about year maybe 50s, something like this. So some people, they have ideas. So he started to tell us about your religion. Tell us about the Christianity. This house of Inianus, first house, St. Mark went, it's now a church, it's called St. George, was in Alexandria. His home built as a church. He started to teach them about the Christianity. Later on, he ordained this man as a first pope. And he was have a family, was married, everything. In that time, they allowed to marry because he not gonna divorce because he cannot be a Christian. The Christianity done this until the year Council of the Church, the Nicaea and post-Nicaea. Nicaea, this is the only time they started. Said any bishop to be a bishop have to be monk. He not gonna be married. But in the beginning, early of the church, they was married. St. Peter was married. So this one. So he's come start to preach them. He make Inianus as a first pope after St. Mark, and he ordained in that time. She was us or Uber delivery only?
Okay. Uber delivery.
After this, he ordained 3 priests. So one, a bishop, first one will be a pope, 3 priests and 7 deacons. And he started to preach all Egypt. And imagine they start from a one person to preach all Egypt about the Christianity. And they said the Christianity move was very, very quick in that time. Because everyone be a Christian, it's all right, just eat, don't worry. No, to eat, guys, if you want to eat, we talk about history. Yeah, as long as you focus, concentrate, I don't mind. So when they went to Alexandria and they started preaching, they found a lot of religion. And the school of Alexandria was very famous in that time. Anyone who want to learn, like France Sorbonne or a very famous university, so they coming to learn in Alexandria. And was the teaching about dialogue. Everyone have religion, start to talk about your religion. So they start to talk and they discuss, they ask. St. Mark, he said, we need to know what these people believe about, because these people start studying our Bible and they start to talk about against our Bible. So what St. Mark said, no, we need to have a people, we need to establish a section on the university to know what these people believe about, and we know how we answer them. So in that time, Inianus' son, he was studying in the school of Alexandria. So he started to talk to his teacher about the Christianity. He said, from where he get all this knowledge? He said, we have St. Mark at home. Come talk to him. So he started to come and talk to St. Mark. This teacher, his wife was demon possessed. So he told him, can you pray for my wife? St. Mark went with him and he healed his wife. So they start tell us about Christianity. And this person, he was teaching in the school of Alexandria. He was the first one for us to teach in the school of Alexandria. And after they ordained him the Pope number 6, his name Justus. And after this one, everyone mostly of the early Pope of the church, like we study, he was the head of the school of Alexandria. And he was, after this one, the Pope. So the head of the School of Alexandria was the second in charge in the church after the Pope. That's why when we talk about the council of the church, these people was very, very intelligent. When they go to the council of the church, like Saint Athanasius, he was learning in the School of Alexandria. St. Peter, the one we talk about after 2-3 times, he was student of the School of Alexandria, was very intelligent. Used to any church around the world, they want their people learn, they used to send them to the School of Alexandria. You can name St. George Chrysostom, he learned for School of Alexandria. Jerome or Irenaeus, the one translate all the Bible, he come and he learn in School of Alexandria. St. Gregory, the theologian, he come and learn in the School of Alexandria. St. Basil, the one we say his Mass, he learned in the School of Alexandria, was very famous. Anyone he want to learn in this School of Alexandria, he come and learn. And thank God, after long time, Bab Shinoda and Habib Gerges, they reopen again. And I was the student number 525 from the School of Alexandria. Everyone have a certificate from the School of Alexandria since the first one until now. Very hard to finish this degree. It's a very hard one. I remember our class we start with 300 people. We end with about 11 students. Really hard. It's not easy. To pass one of the subject, all the Bible, all this stuff, you have to get 70 plus, you know. And who was teaching me hymns? Ibrahim Ayad. First time he failed me. I was in his class, first time failed me. So I have to go to easy Ma'allim Farag. If you know Ma'allim Farag, he's the one write our book, Khidmat al-Shammas. He teach me some stuff and I pass. Hankat was the hardest one for me. It was all the mass in Coptic. No longer only Coptic, Awashi and the respond, everything for the priest was in Coptic, was really hard. And they want you to do it perfectly. And the mass for 5 hours, not like our short mass. No, they do the proper one. You know the Pope Mass, the one you see in Easter and Christmas, the Pope one, that's the mass we learn. So all in Coptic, no Arabic, no other language. Coptic, respond from the deacon, the priest, everything. So it was very hard. This is the only unit I failed, but the rest, thank God, I pass.
You have to memorize it?
No, you read, but you have to do the tone. The tone really hard. He failed me the one, you know, the departure of
Was it the Basil Mass or?
No, we have to study the two. Second year Basil, third year Gregorian. And in Coptic, and the priest one, not the deacon one. It's really hard. He found only few people do it perfect. We have one girl who was in our class. She passed. She got 20 out of 20. She's professional. Yeah, here she's in Melbourne now. She wanted to be a nun. So to show you how these people, all our group mostly was priest, after this bishop, after this nun or monk. They all consecrated. They all do very good job. Because you spend half of your life to search and do this one. I wrote about 14 books after I finished. 14 books. You can go on my website, you see. We have to, you know, the church in our blood. That's what, you are the second generation. You will do this when you carry on. The teachers, they teach us. Everyone have PhD from overseas. Bab Shinoda was teaching me 2-3 times a week, face to face. Like, you know, we sit in the class like you sit here and they teaching us. Amba Musa was teaching us. All big name. Amba Bshoy was teaching. The person he gave us New Testament, he was a PhD from Antioch. He teach in Antioch and he teach in Egypt. He was Egyptian. The person he gave us comparative theology, Amba Ibrahim, he's still alive until now, is the Bishop of Fayoum. Was very nice group. The one he gave us Coptic language, he was have 2-3 times PhD and he wrote a lot of books. It was big group. Ibrahim Ayad teaching us, one of the top person in all Egypt. We have a very nice group. We're very lucky. We're blessed with these people teaching us. He ordained in Yunus, sorry? Yeah, you can do it. Now Amba Yusuf in America, he do it online. Yeah, but you need to focus. You want to do it or not. It's not easy. Yeah. I wrote the books I wrote take 20 years straight from my life to write the books. One books take 4 years. Have you got time 4 years to write one books? Yeah, but I did these books. No one in Coptic Church history done it before. So dedicate yourself. You want to do something, you will do. I have 3-4 of my books in English. You can go on my website, have a look. You can download, or I get it to you next. Last time we get some of Judas or to beat. He ordained in Janus. He ordained the bishop, and they start preaching in all Egypt. But if we stop and we think about how one person preaching a country, what you think? Angelina, you use your phone? You want to come back again next year? Enough? Much enough what happened last year? Tell me, Angelina, how come one person he preach all Egypt? You don't know? Oh my God, you done this last year. Okay, you tell me. You done very good presentation last time.
It was the first presentation.
But it was good, I remember your presentation. It's all right, this time you do it again, don't worry. If you come, I give you private tutoring and you pass. Tell me, how one person can preach all country? What do you think? What is person thinking or believe or whatever? Tell me, guys, what do you think?
He has to be completely dedicated.
Number one,
That
dedicated.
has to be his number one priority.
But do you think it's only his power?
No.
Holy Spirit.
No, it's people.
Power of God. But power of God, very important power of God. But if he think by himself only can do this one, he not can achieve anything. That's why for you in service, always, the more you humble yourself, the more God work on you. So when you tell him, God, I cannot do anything, but with you, I can do everything. I remember I just was finishing a story of Ambahedra, who was a bishop of S1. They put him in new diocese. This diocese 600 years was separated as I was another diocese. So they separated. He went to the diocese, have nothing, even room to sleep, a bishop, room to sleep, they can't find room for him. So he started to pray to God. He said, God, I have no talented. I want you to help me. This bishop, God worked through him. He built the second biggest cathedral in all Egypt in his diocese. From nothing. To buy a car for him, they borrow $1,000 from our Pope to buy the car for him. But because the more you ask God for help, will helping you. Number two, very important too, this person was very dedicated, like you said, the God work with the people take it, the service very serious. You do your best, God do the rest. He decide, I need to do it, God helping me, I will do it. Definitely people accept him in the beginning. Definitely people refuse his idea because these people believe in atheist. Definitely he suffer a lot because there is no car, no mobile phone, nothing. He walk in his feet. Suffer a lot, work very hard. And I will tell you how he martyred too. It's very hard. They persecute him very hard. But he never give up. To be a successful servant, you need to work very hard. You need to study your lesson very hard. You need to be dedicated like these people. Like I said, when we was in theological college and we have assignment, you have to take it very serious. When you have some assignment here, when you have here, the priest servant or to be a servant, that's a first step, and you take it from there. And the knowledge you will have here, just the first step to open the door for you. But you want to take more, you will find more. You attend more, you found more. After I finished my degree, Bab Shinoda, he used to give every Tuesday for another new class, theological college, and every Wednesday for people. We used to attend to. We need to learn more. Learn more. And the more you ask from God, he gives you. He gives you. The Asiat and Romans get very angry from San Mark because the more people turn to Christianity, they lose business for them because all this business coming from a statue. They're selling a statue, selling a statue, selling a statue. So they start on the Easter night, the Christians, they have mass, and on this day was a feast of their god Serapis. So they found their temple empty. Everyone went to the church of San Mark and they praise the mass with San Mark. So these evil people, they come, they grab him from the mass, they tied him for one of the horse, and they tried to drag him all around Alexandria. All his body was, broken bones, bleeding, everything, and they threw him in jail. It was very dark. He found the Archangel Michael come to him, and he healed him. And after this, Jesus Christ appeared to him, and he tell him, "You will martyr on my name." Next day, they done the same until he get martyred. After this one, they tried to burn his body. They started collecting wood from everywhere, and they started to make big fire to try to put his body. Big storm come, and a lot of rain come, so they left the body. His disciple, they took him, and we bury him in Egypt. Because Bri servant too? That's his son? Bri servant? Good. They have the head separate, they have the body separate. During the division of the church, we have big problem. Roman come take over Egypt, and they start to persecute the Copts because our belief different than their belief. So they take over one of the church, and after this year 600 something, the Arab come take over Egypt, and they take over the church, and they start to persecute the Christian. So one of the people, they come to Alexandria, a lot of boat coming as a war, come to Alexandria. One of these seller people, they found a box, looks very nice, and he put his hand, he found something big, he thought that's gold and whatever. So he took this box. Okay, thank you very much. Now I finish it all. They took this box and he put in his boat. He think it's full of gold. When they go back to Arab area, so he can sell this gold. He doesn't know what's in the box. The box was the head of San Mark. They started all these sellers, they want to try back. All the boat start to move, and his boat doesn't want to move. They start thinking, they start pushing, they start to find what? The head of the Arab army, they started searching in the boat, they found one box. They opened the box, they found the head of San Mark. So I bring one of the Christian people, what's this? I said, that's San Mark, our founder of our church. He doesn't want to leave Alexandria. They called the Pope to take this box back to the church. And after this one, the head of army, Arab country, he gave him about 100,000 dinar. He said, build a church after his name because he's big saint. So they built one big church, and his head is still in Egypt. In 880 something, the Roman stole the rest of the body of San Mark, and they took them and they built a big city, Venetia, in Rome. If you look to some of the photo, it's a beautiful cathedral. If you go Italy, you need to visit this one. Very nice. You been there?
I went to Italy.
Did you see this one?
No.
Florence or
Venice.
Venice? Yeah,
Venice, no.
yeah,
I went to Rome.
yeah. It's a beautiful. Rome. Did you see the church of Michelangelo?
We went to, we went
Sistine.
to
St. Peter. Yeah, that's a beautiful one.
St. Paul's and St. Peter's.
No, this one, San Mark, it's after their city. They have beautiful one. The lady,
He did like underpin me. And the Muslims didn't check it was haram to check for me. So
the lady, she does a TV program with me. She went and she visits the church. She said, very nice. If you go, you have to go. It's very nice. So, during the Pope Carolus, he started an agreement with Pope of Rome And 1968, he brings the rest of the body of Saint Mark. And if you go to the cathedral in Cairo, Amber with the one for the Pope, you found his coffin or his body fully they put under the altar of the big cathedral. The mass you see in the TV when we have the mass coming from cathedral and the Pope pray. Under this altar, you have the big area, the relics of Saint Mark, and they have around this one all his story. We used to go sit inside to study before the exam. Very quiet area, and they open this one like small museum about Saint Mark and about his relics inside. People go take the blessing, and when they open the cathedral, after they bring the relics of Saint Mark, they open the cathedral, and a lot of world leader was attending in his when the Pope Carolus, and the very big picture he found Pope Carolus himself. He carries a coffin in his shoulder, come from Rome, and even in the Synaxarium we celebrate this feast. It's a lot of miracle. Special people here, they used to serve in Saint Mark School. Anyone in Saint Mark School?
For 1 year.
1 year, okay. One day, one person working in Saint Mark, he was working in the finance. He said, we have big problem with finance. We have big problem. So I start to come, before I sleep, I start to pray. I said, listen, Saint Mark, the school after your name. We have big problem. What should we do? He said, I hear and I saw like vision. I saw Saint Mark in top of the school, and he tied his lion with a big chain, and he let the lion run around the school, run around the school, run around the school. He said, next day, the problem fixed. What was the problem? The problem fixed. To tell you, I'm here. Any country we have a church of Saint Mark. This was top of his relics, and that's his picture. If you not have his picture at home, please take this one. It's a beautiful person. He dedicated all his life. He martyred in Egypt to give us the faith, and he write first mass for us. The mass was until year 330 was only verbally. They teach each other verbally. Until when Saint Athanasius, he ordained a bishop to Ethiopia, Frementos, the one he established the church, or Amba Salama in Ethiopia, he write for him the mass. This mass, Pope Carolus number 24, the one we call him the pillar of the faith, he start fixing up with some of the Greek language. That's why we call this mass under his name, the mass number 3, the Stellar Mass. But actually, this is a mass done by Saint Mark. So Saint Mark, he done the mass for us. Saint Mark, he write his gospel. Saint Mark, he founded our church. And every pope been ordained after the name of Saint Mark, the Pope of Alexandria, the throne of Alexandria, the throne of Saint Mark. So we are very lucky, the founder of our church, one of the apostolic people. Quick, I just said there's a lot of miracle, a lot of stuff he done, but it's enough knowledge for this one to understand. You need to search more. Any question before I ask the question? You close your book? Yeah, close your book. So what Saint Mark mom name?
His mom.
Yes. Shh. Hey. I need to test them. Yeah, she already 2 years. What? Stop. Yeah, tell me. What's Saint Mark mom name? You want to come third year, I think. Tell me, Angelina. Angelina, you tell me. Saint Mark. Oh, no one help. No help here. Haram. Yeah, Mary. And where we found her, Mary? Where mention her name? Because you're coming late, you come and you play in your phone. Next time, if you play your phone, please don't come. Yeah. Enough for you, yeah?
Next to Salim on the cross.
Yeah, was one of the mirror on the cross. Okay. What's your name again? I forgot. Teresa, what's his dad name? No, my God, that's why I didn't get coffee. Remember, Terry, he tell you got the coffee? All right, you tell me.
I think it was Auntie or something like that. No.
Mr. Private School, tell me.
One was for special education.
That's
Public school. Yeah, except for me, but-
Aristotle,
Aristobulus. This guy very intelligent. This guy very intelligent. You take fish. You take fish oil every day.
Fish oil?
Yeah. Maybe you take fake one. You need to get good one. Aristobulus. Okay. How St. Mark saw Jesus? How he saw Jesus?
Not sure actually.
He was with us or?
Oh, like you saw him face to face.
No, where he saw him. I said there's some stuff here to show. 1 minute, Teresa. I need to test the fish oil. Working or not. Mister. And I said to you, good boy, what happened to you? Public school?
Yeah, public school.
That's why. Tell me. Daniel, how St. Mark he saw Jesus? You tell me after him. What's your name? Stephanie. What you think? Oh my God. Public school, the backyard school, I think. Angelina, you done this 10 times before, remember? Teresa.
They use this house
Yes.
for Pentecost and
What happened in his house?
Pentecost,
and
the last time.
Last Supper and First Mass and
Peter came after he escaped jail.
and
And after the resurrection.
yes, and he washed the feet of the disciple too. Remember? Yeah, that's good. So that's why he saw him. Another one very important. When Jesus asked the disciple, he found someone. He would show you which house we will do the Passover. This person, what he was carrying. Put your hand up if you remember. I said the verse in book of Mark. What he was carrying. He carried a boat in his shoulder. He said, go outside. You found a person carry a boat in his shoulder. He will guide you to tell you where is. Okay. All right. The Pope before Pope Tawadros. What's number? You tell me. You didn't answer anything. Shh. The number. What? Before. My public school too. If Pope Tawadros 118, so one before. What's his name? Shh. No one tell her. Before him. You serious? Backrolus, yes. Before Backrolus. Bob Yusef. Before him, Bob Macarius. You go a little bit by little bit. Okay, another question. Stephen, how old is St. Mark when he write his gospel? 40. Very good. When did St. Mark martyrs? 50. When he was 53 years old. Very good. Memory now start working, you know.
Good fish oil.
Good fish oil. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, not chemist warehouse, this one. It's the original one. All right. Teresa, what's the name of Mark? What this mean? Mark, what's the mean of Mark? Why you talk? Your name Teresa, you change your name already?
2024. It's normal. Nowadays, 2024 is normal.
Okay.
They changed the name to like from a Roman name or something.
Yeah, first name. What's his first name? No, anyone remember?
John.
John. What's the name of John? Ethan, what's the name of John?
Oh,
Beloved.
yeah, I was gonna say that.
Anyone got compassion? And there's a Mark. What's mean Mark? Hammer. Yes, very good. Okay. Still 5 minutes or that's enough? Correct? Couple of minutes. Okay. Next time I'm here, I will ask a question. And the next lesson, Terry, he will tell you, I need you to read before we start. Because this is the most person in the church of the world. People have a debate about him. Our church call him scholar. Catholic Church, they call him saint. We discuss why we call him a scholar and why the Catholic call him saint, what he did wrong. Okay, a scholar,
Like a scholar.
scholar, yeah. And the Catholics they call him saint, but we not consider him as a saint. All this one I need to search. So next month I'm here. So we talk about why we not accept him as a saint.
Sorry.
تفضل يا ابونا.
Sorry for taking one.
No, تفضل يا ابونا.
That's very deep. During Lent, I'd like you guys to read. One of the servants has kindly donated a book, and no better way to start go back to basics, Christian basics by one of Paulus. So please, during Lent, read.
Thank you.
Look very happy. You look all very excited.
Now Abuna, he get some more, don't worry.
That's what we're going to do 5 minutes before each class. We're going to talk about this book.
Okay.
Okay, guys.
Wait, what? Why do you?
Thank you, Abuna. Yes, I take one. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just say something. Just quickly, Uncle Ehab
Abuna.
is a historian. Is a very, very well sort of read, versed servant of the church. I actually, as a priest, benefit from his sermons when he gives sermons on Sunday. The history of the church is very, very important to understand the foundations. And Uncle Ehab is filled with so much knowledge. For us, sometimes history is a bit dry, but I can guarantee you, the more you understand the history of the church, you'll be able to link it and it makes sense, right? You need to understand how we got from A to B. So there's no point in understanding B without understanding A. So understand A, and you'll understand where we're at today and why where we're at, because of whom and why and all this.
Thank you, Abuna. Abuna very humble and honest. You're lucky you have Abuna Anthony in your church. We know him long time. He's a blessed priest. Thank you, Abuna. Abuna Krolos is one of our church priests. He's a very nice. His book very nice. You will enjoy it very well. He doing every day 10 minutes in the morning or during the Lent. I can share it with you, but he said it in Arabic. Finished, Terry. I'm finished. Thank you very much. Glory be to God forever and ever. Amen.
All right, guys.